everybody. Bob Chick along with David Bay. We are here in Toronto. Ron Hache putting on another Toronto Pro Super Show, David.
Every division that the IFBB has to offer is here. Women's bodybuilding, fitness, men's wheelchair, everything.
Classic,
the full gamut.
open, 212.
You name it, man.
Women's physique.
It is a
board
super show. You
shorts.
can call it a super show, and it rings true. So.
It is a super show, and I tell you what, and it's 50th now, I believe it is. It's really expanded. I mean, it's a great show. It's very Europa-like for those who have been to any of the Europa shows. Yeah, we've got a full slate, man. It's going to be a full day tomorrow, David. Let's get right into it. Lots of guys taking the stage tomorrow. Men's Classic, we've got a small but very good crew.
Yeah, I tell you what, one of the guys that I'm excited about seeing here, I was excited about seeing on a 212 stage, Santiago Aragon, went and did the Miami Beach show earlier on this year, got outsized. He was a guy who turned pro as a welterweight. We knew he was really going to have to fill out his frame to be competitive in the 212. You know, he made the decision that he would rather keep the structure that he has and the physique that he has, and so he felt that Classic was a better fit for him. So, you know, he's not one of these guys that blew up after earning his pro card at Nationals. So he's only a few pounds heavier than he was at Nationals and made weight by 2 pounds. So the Sani you guys saw when Nationals last year, that physique, very similar to what we're going to see here. He's actually my favorite. We have Darren Charles here this weekend.
Really?
As you see, this is where Bob and I are going to agree to disagree.
Okay.
As I've discussed before, we've discussed before, Darren's downsizing to me, he lost a little bit of that classical physique. The quads don't sweep quite like they used to. Not as dramatic as a V-taper or an hourglass figure. A couple of good guys, but I'm going with Santi for the win. I think structurally, when you put him next to Darren, I think he's going to stand out, especially in the quads department. Very good sweep. Agree to disagree, huh?
David, you ignorant slut. Listen. I want a sure bet this weekend. Okay, listen, I love Santi.
All right.
Good young kid. All right, I think it's a great move, by the way, for him going from bodybuilding to the Classic. So I think he definitely fits the criteria a little bit better. However, my friend, he ain't got a shot in hell. Of beating the dazzling one. Okay, Darren Charles. Listen, we don't even have to talk about Darren. Everybody knows his resume. King of the $10,000 shows years ago. Still a good physique. Yeah, he's not what he used to be, but he doesn't need to be, obviously, in the Classic. But listen, way too much muscle, way too much of a veteran. He can't.
We should like some kind of friendly bet here.
All right, let's go.
I don't know. What do we
got? Dinner?
What
do you need?
Dinner's done. Fun.
Huh?
Yeah.
All right, listen, we'll come up with a bet. But
some kind of like at the next show.
Okay, come on.
Dan Ray's suggesting that Bob's got to shave his head.
Let's not get. Listen, let's not get
The flip
crazy.
side of that would be I have to grow mine out. I'm not even going to do that anymore.
All right, here's what we'll do. All right, I'll dress like David for the next show. I'll have the
we're wearing the exact. We're literally we're wearing the exact same shirt.
Right, I'll put the backwards cap on and all that
shoes.
stuff. If not, you're gonna have to come up with the wig and stuff like that.
I already had. You guys saw the pictures. Halloween
Close
2
enough.
years ago.
All right.
I went as Danny from Greece.
Yeah, but you're gonna imitate me too, though. So
I can do that.
That'll be
this time. Just the sexy people. I can.
My voice is not that high.
I was
Where's
saying.
the depth, man? That sounds like Sean Ray.
I was just.
All right, this is what we're gonna. All right, so we'll go with that as the bet for whoever places higher. Because if neither of them win, then we're both out. So
all right, fair enough.
Darren Charles
There's
for the win. Easiest call you're going to get all weekend. You don't know what you're talking about.
Wait till you see my Bob Chick outfit. It's going to be good.
I can't wait to see that one myself. All right, on to the men's 212. Now, we do have a good list for the men's 212.
Deep lineup.
Deep lineup, and it starts off with my man. The name's so nice. They named him twice. Ahmad. Definitely going to be a favorite in this class.
Yeah, he shows up in really good shape at every single show. One of the guys that's consistently consistent. I mean, you always know he's going to be in good shape. Never one of these guys that shows up and, blows the roof off and dominates, but always one of these guys who's usually a favorite to be in the first call out.
Well, we got some other names in here too. You got hometown favorite Zane Watson. Let me tell you something, brother. The Zaniacs will be out in full force here at the Bassett Theater. He brought the town with him last year. The place went crazy. The Zane train will be rolling in. Guaranteed top 3.
Yeah, I have. If I'm looking at this list and we see all the guys on here, we got guys like John Meadows, Kim Juno, and Boya Edwards, Doug Dale. Last week's winner in Puerto Rico, Alejandro Cambronero. When you look at all those guys, it's definitely a loaded lineup. Zane's going to be big. He's pushing the limit. He's going to be shredded. Next to John Meadows, probably going to be one of the leanest guys in the division. If I have to pick a favorite for the 212, it's going to be Zane Watson.
Yeah, you know what? He's going to be tough to beat, especially on his home turf, but he really brought it last year. But those names you mentioned, probably your top 5. And I tell you what, that's a hell of a lineup right there. And then you still got guys in there like Mike Lyons. You got Kevin O'Furum, Raul Carrasco, obviously another regular in that top 5. Santana Anderson,
another guy who shows up in really good shape.
So you got some talent in this 212, but that's probably a good top 5. I don't know who I'd go for that win, man. I got to go with Zane myself. I think he'd be a favorite, but Ahmad I think is underrated, and I think he actually should have probably won the last show that I saw him in. So we'll see what the judges do with that one. Gary Udit, by the way, taking a helmet this one. So you got a mix of Canadian judges. And some of them veterans. You've got Winston Roberts, who's been around literally since the beginning of time. But he looks good for 206 years old. So
Absolutely.
The Yoda of the judges. All right, into our men's bodybuilding open division. 14 guys on the roster.
Last minute entries. This roster has been growing day by day by day. We'll get an updated roster up on the forums tonight, but the roster that's up right now, and I just found out today that a couple more guys were thrown in there.
Oh, yeah. Well, most notably, Nathan Diasha. Now, Nathan went head-to-head with Kuklo last week in California, John Lindsay's show.
Very close.
And this was close. I talked to Mannion himself. Jim Mannion was there in attendance watching it. He told me straight out, and this was after prejudging. He said this could literally go either way. These guys are tight. And it actually, I think, flip-flopped at night. I think Nathan probably was in the lead after prejudging. Kuklo beat him, but barely, and he beat him on thickness from the side and a little bit of width from the back. But other than that, this kid's good, man. Great start to a career.
Yeah, there were some people not too happy about Steve beating Nathan. I think, I wasn't there. And one of the things that you and I always say, and we get beat up over it, is that you have to be there. And so if I'm not there, I have to respect the fact that I say you have to be there when you were there. From what I saw in pictures and video, it looked like Nathan was probably a little bit sharper than Steve. Steve's a big guy, good structure, and his conditioning was better than New York, so fair. But when we talk about Nathan, we interviewed him just a little bit ago. He's one of these guys where when you're talking about the next few years and the future and the up-and-comers in the sport, you have to put his name in there. He's got great structure, small waist. He doesn't look like he's really missing anything. Could probably use a little bit more mass in the legs,
a little bit of thickness and lower layout, but we're nitpicking.
Yeah,
but here's the thing, though, David. You got to wonder if he's in uncharted waters. That's the only reservation I have with declaring him the outright guy to beat here. Although on paper he should be. But you got Fouad Abiad. Again, local guy, big kid. A lot of muscle on that frame. Freddie Smalls, obviously fresh off of last week. You saw him in South Africa. Nice finish from there. Max Charles, Mad Max taking the helm once again. I tell you, the kid's good, man. He's still improving. The lower body's still got to come up to meet the upper body. And then you still got John De La Rosa, Ben Pekulski. You got the Pac-Man back in the mix.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting
untested,
names.
but Paulo Almeida.
First call out last week in California.
Yeah, I tell you what, he can lose a couple more pounds. He's got a lot of beef, man. But he's got to tighten it up a little bit. Gregory Atoyan. I mean, he's still got some other names we haven't
Ian Valliere, Canadian guy.
Ibrahim Fahim from Egypt. You remember he was on the Olympia stage
very
last
impressive
year,
at the Olympia.
and very impressive. So this is a great lineup right here.
Who do you? I mean, if you're talking about, if you look at this and you have to pick a first call out, and let's say they go 5 or 6 guys.
Well, I'll give you the first call out.
I mean, I can say Nathan and Max. Who's the rest of the first call out?
Fouad Abiad, Max Charles, Nathan Diasha, Ben Pekulski, and John De La Rosa.
John De La Rosa.
There's your first 5 call out. That's assuming they call 5. They could go 4 or 6. You never know with Gary. He'll call out whoever looks good on that spot, but we haven't seen the Pac-Man in a while, so I'll be curious to see what his physique looks like on stage. Like I think, say Nathan is in uncharted waters. 3rd show in a row. That's a lot, man. So hopefully he can hang on to whatever he had, but that had to be a battle last week. It's got to take some starch out of you.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like he was in bad shape in any other shows. He's been really sharp, So some of these guys we talk about, they started at this show. I'll take John De La Rosa, for example. John wasn't where he wanted to be in New York. A little bit better in South Africa. We could definitely see a huge improvement for him here. And it's not like he had this razor sharp conditioning that he had to hang on to. Not to say he's not working hard, but Nathan was pretty sharp May 12th in the UK, and then he came. He was sharp here. He was sharp again. So he's had peak conditioning that he's had to hang on to, which anybody who's done shows back to back knows how difficult that can be. You'd think that with his track record over the last couple of weeks, he seems to have his stuff figured out, but you never know what's going to happen.
I mean, listen, he could show up here just as sharp or sharper than last week, then it'd be tough to beat. Fuad, we haven't seen in a little while, so he's had some good time off. So if he dials it in, he's going to be trouble. And like I say, Pac-Man, we haven't seen in a while now. He took some time off. The family's ever growing, but they got 10 kids now. Or
10, 12,
baker's dozen, something like that. But listen, the biggest question of this whole weekend, David, isn't even concerning with the show. It's how am I here when I'm not with MD anymore?
Oh, God.
This is the question everybody's asking.
Here we go. For those of you not familiar, there was rumors flying around. Bob is no longer with MD. Those rumors came from incredibly reputable source in the bodybuilding industry. Bob, obviously with Iron Mag Labs
now,
the
rumors of my demise.
doing more things with other because of your new position. Obviously, we're here on camera for Muscular Development. Still here with us.
Still here, man. But the rumors of my demise have been greatly exaggerated, my friend. But
no, there's rumors that I'm taking over too. Which were, if I am taking over MD, I'm pirating, I'm commandeering this ship.
Congratulations, I didn't even know.
Thank you. All your advices have been fantastic.
My advices have
I don't know what
been
I'm
the right
doing.
ones.
I don't know what I'm doing here, doing interviews with you if I own the company now.
You own the company, I'm out of the company.
Never a dull moment, guys.
But yes, just to clear that up, yes, I'm still with MD, still doing what I do. Steve Bleckman still treats me with respect, and no, I'm not owed a dime. so,
and I am not. I don't know. Maybe I'd love.
You could be gone.
I'd love to be taken.
You could be gone next week, but
no.
All right, listen. That's the clear up the rumor mill here. So we'll just do a TLR edition as long as we're doing some camera work here. But,
sure, right.
But no, listen. I'm still here. I ain't going anywhere. Yes, I'm going to be working with other media outlets, but it doesn't affect what I do with MD, and that's good. So onward and upward, my friend. Yeah, it's a little awkward, but that's okay. All right, that's going to wrap things up here. Post-show report. We'll see just how right I am and just how fast David will have that wig on and that deep voice going.
I don't have the wig anymore.
It's all right.
I borrowed it to a friend. He never gave it back. Chad, I need my wig back.
Listen, a Sharpie and we're good to go, buddy. That's going to wrap stuff up here in Toronto. We will be back after prejudging with after prejudging wrap. See how close we are on our predictions and, of course, our predictions for the night show. Keep on the boards, guys. We'll be bringing it to you all weekend long. For David Bay, this is Bob Chick for MD Online.